Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to Halloween Spooktacular for week 3. This is the 3D project that we're going to be creating today. A great little treat bag that can hold lots of different goodies. Now I haven't got anything in there just yet. I need to go shopping for a few more little treats and goodies, but you can fit a few little different treats inside, and I think this is a really easy project to do, very cost effective as well, because we're just using cardstock today, doing a little bit of die cutting and having a little bit of fun with the Fright Night Bundle. So isn't this gorgeous? This is gorgeous grape, pumpkin pie and basic black that we're using. So this treat holder measures, what is it, 2 1/4 by 4 1/2 by, and it's about, oops, let's go the wrong way, 3/4 of an inch wide. So a really cute little one. Let me show you the products that we're going to be creating this with. We have the gorgeous grape, Memento Tuxedo black ink. We're using the Fright Night Bundle. So this one here, one of the online exclusives available now in my online store. So if you haven't got that and you really want that, grab that now. And then we have some little scrap bits of cardstock. The gorgeous grape measures 5 by 6 1/2, and then I've got just some scraps that are going to be able to die cut from. So pumpkin pie, another bit of pumpkin pie. We've got basic black and another little tiny bit of gorgeous grape. Did you see that little spider up the top? How cute is that? So yeah, a little bit of die cutting. I'm also using today for our stamping my mini Misty that was gratefully given to me by my wonderful friend Wendy Cranford. She gave me this as a gift, and I'm using it now. So there you go, Wendy, I am using it. And yeah, so these are the products that we're using with week 3 3D. I really hope that you're enjoying this series. It's been a lot of fun creating them. So if you're new here, this is the first video you've clicked on. Each Tuesday and Friday I do a live video. One's a 3D on Tuesday, on Friday is the card for Halloween, and I do a premiere video where I'm sitting in the comments and chatting with you. So if you want to join the premiere and chat with me as we're creating, please do that. If you can't join the premiere, that's fine. Watch the replay and leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as well. So if you have any questions, just reach out. I'm happy to help. But let's get creating with this one. This was super fun. Now, again, we're starting with gorgeous grape. I'm going to create the bag first, and then we'll do a little bit of die cutting and stamping and all that great goodie crafting fun. So 5 by 6 1/2. On the 5-inch side, we are going to score at 3/4 of an inch. That is going to be the base of the bag. Get rid of the trimming blade and use our scoring blade. There we go. And then on, oh no, why did I do that? Let's try that again. It'll be fine, people. So 5-inch side, not the 6 1/2 inch side, 3/4 of an inch. I'm sure some of you were probably yelling at the camera then too. Anyway, all good. Let's go this way. On the 6 1/2 inch side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. It won't really matter. We'll be able to cover it up, I'm sure. 1/2 inch, 2 3/4 of an inch, 3 1/2 inches, and then 5 3/4. Oh, look. That worked out perfectly. That's 5 3/4 that I've already scored. Whew. Who would have thought that? That would have worked out for me. Okay, now unlike my first week 3D project where I forgot to stamp while I was doing the video, we're going to stamp this one. So let's bring in that Fright Night set, and there's a little stamp here that has little sprinkles, maybe, I don't know, stars, sort of like a little bit of everything. And we're going to stamp this with gorgeous grape ink. I'm also going to grab just a scrap piece of card as well. So how has everyone been? You been doing anything exciting? A gorgeous grape. Let's just go all around this. Doing some stamping everywhere. It's not uniformed in any way, it's just sort of everywhere. It just breaks it up a little bit, as you can see. Looks really nice. Now, like any of my projects, you can certainly change them up. Use the stamp set that you have, a die set that you have, colours that you have. These could also be created for, you know, birthday treats. I don't know, Christmas treats, Easter treats, all those sorts of things. Little cute bag to create and pop some little gifts in. I do need to get some wrapped lollies or candy if you're in the US to pop in some of these. I'm actually going to be sending, I've got quite a few US friends, I'm going to be sending out some cards this year. I've got, over the years, I've sort of kept all my Halloween cards, and I've got a fairly big stash now, so I need to get out and use those. Okay, so we have our random stamping all the way around. Doesn't that look great? Let's bring our bone folder in, and I'm just going to score on all those score lines. Okay, now to do our little cutting on this, we have a thicker inch. This is 3/4 of an inch. This one is only, is it half an inch? Yeah, half an inch. This is going to be our tab. So this is the one that we're going to cut up. So you need to make sure that you're cutting on the smaller tab. We're going to take this bottom tab completely off and then just miter cut our little tab here. And then these ones here, we're just going to cut up to each of the score lines. And because these little squares here are our tabs, we're just going to miter cut those as well. Just takes a little bit of bulk away from the design. Like so. My adhesive of choice is obviously my tear and tape. You guys know I love tear and tape for 3D projects. We're just going to add that to our little tab here. Probably get away with one, but let's do two just to make sure that I'd hate for any 3D project to be given to someone and then, you know, something happens and it falls apart. So we're just folding this down and folding down over the top that tab. And that gives us our perfect little treat holder. Okay, so this is our front tab. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to this one as well. So this is a really great one that you could, you know, create in front of the TV while you're watching. You know, do all your stamping, your cutting, your stamping, and then putting them all together in front of the TV. So it just folds over like so. And then for the sides, we're just going to pinch in like so. There we go. Treat little bottom box is ready to go. Let's bring in our stamp positioning tool and also our stamp. So I'm using this one here, which has some great little effects. We've got bats and cats, witches' hats and crows, or a crow. There's only one there. And where is my cardstock? So we're going to stamp this one this down. And because we're using Memento, I don't always get a very good detail, so we're going to stamp this a couple of times. So a stamp positioning tool, a mini mister, a misty tool. I think it's just, this one's not the mini, I think this is the full size one. But we're going to get good coverage by doing it this way. See how it doesn't really stamp all that well. And I will say this stamp it's not meant to stamp completely, but as you can see, like there's a little bit of white pieces in there. I want it to be nice and dark. Now one more should do, so 3. You could also heat emboss this with black embossing powder. That would look really cool as well. Perfect, I like that. All right, so move this out of the road. Now we can get some of our, we're going to come back and stamp this little banner here, but let's do a little bit of die cutting first. So there are 2 sizes with this banner. The smaller one is going to actually cut out that banner, and then I'm going to use a larger one to cut out a basic black. So there's that one. Gorgeous Grape is for our little spider. And then I do need the banner with pumpkin pie, and then one of our spider webs in basic black. So that's our little bit of die cutting. Let's move all this out of the road. Bring my cut and emboss machine in, and we'll do quick die cutting. So has anyone created any of the projects that I have done so far? Let me know. Sorry, that's moving the camera just slightly. Oh, actually, it's moving it a lot. Sorry about that. Look away if you get dizzy. Let's do this one. Have my little spider, as well as that little banner. Okay, run this one through. So I'll run it back through just to make sure. So let me know in the comments or in the chat what you would put inside your treat box or bag if you're creating this one. I would say if you're in the US, you probably have all your Halloween stuff out right now. We, even in like lollies and things like that, Australia doesn't get them out until almost close to October. It's like late September. So absolutely nothing is out yet. And so that makes it really hard to be creating projects that, you know, and we don't get a lot either. The first time I went to America was over Christmas, and our family could not get over how much things you had out. We just don't have that variety or range or anything like that. So hopefully you guys know how lucky you guys are, because yeah. And I don't know whether the rest of the world's like that or it's just us, but we don't have anything like you guys. Okay, so we have, look at this, these two layer together. Amazing. I'm going to do our stamping first. So in this stamp set, we have a couple of sentiments that you can pop in. Trick or treat, happy Halloween, eat, drink and be scary. We're going to do trick or treat. And they're curved to go into your banner perfectly, which is awesome. Put my memento back. Perfect. Okay. Now, as you can see, with this treat bag, we use our label here as our lid of a little treat bag. So what I need to do is I need to glue these two together, and then we're going to bring the trimmer back in and score it really well, so we get a good score line there. As you can see, I've just sort of scored it just slightly at the bottom of that bat. So we're going to do that again. And to be honest, if I put the top of the label here at the 1 inch, that is going to be perfect placement. So I've given that a good score. We've got 2 layers of cardstock here. So you can see the Fright Night. Score that well. And then we're going to adhere that. This actually goes right across the bag perfectly. So we're going to adhere that to our treat bag. And I think I'm going to use my trusty tear and tape here. That'll save me having to hang on to it for excuse me. Having to hold on to it for a few minutes. Beginning of hay fever has already started, I think. The last couple of days have been, I have seen, you know, wattle out and all that sort of stuff, so it's definitely starting the season. But I will say this winter I've had a few days of hay fever symptoms too, so crazy. So I've just pinched my bag together, lined up that score line with the top of the bag. Again, not pressing down just yet, just making sure I've got good placement, and then I can press down. Very easy. And then you've just got to make sure that that's pressed in before you fold over. Cute, cute. All right, we're going to use our trick or treat to hold down the lid. So I want to make sure I'm holding it down, and then I'm going to get my placement in that area. So if I grab some I've got black ones, let's use these ones. I'm gonna have to cut them down though. Just some dimensionals. That's going to hold our little banner down. And another one just here. And I might stick another small one just here. And that should be enough to hold it all down just nicely. Got it on an angle. And then this will go underneath perfectly. And that's a good hold. All right. Lastly, we have our decorations to go down. I'm going to use some mini glue dots for that. Add one to our basic black cobweb here, and I'm going to actually, let's open this up a little bit. You could have put it in between the two, but it's okay. It's not going to matter. Stick that in underneath there, like so. I'm going to pop up that little purple spider. And I'll use a mini glue dot as well. And you can add a little bit of dimension with that mini glue dot by rolling it. You see we've got that little ball of glue. I'm going to pop him down near his spider web. So cute. Okay, lastly, I have taken our Baker's Twine Essential Pack. As you can see, I don't use the other colours, and I'm missing one, the white one. I've used that already. Black and white are my favourite in the Baker's Twine. But let's just make a little bow. Now, if this is not jazzed up enough for you, I've got a couple of suggestions. One would be Wink of Stella. Adding a bit of Wink of Stella to your little designs here, that would look super cute. The other one would be to use, hang on, is there another one here? I thought there was. Yep, just there. Would be to use those foam star sticker. Foam sticker that are part of that suite that we've used already on some of our projects. So I've just added that down to the little label here, and isn't that gorgeous? Very, very simple. Lots of, you know, just lying around products. So a bit of cardstock, bit of ink, bit of twine or ribbon, whatever you prefer. But how cute are these? These turned out really, really well. And look, I made the same for both, which is unusual for me. I did have to remember to stamp this one, but that's okay. But how cute is this? Like, you could get lots of little treats in there. Maybe some spiders, a snake, if you didn't want to hand out lollies or candy. That would be a cute idea. So this is week 3's 3D project for Tuesday. I'll be back on Friday with our card for this week. Please come back and join me for that. Don't forget, all the supplies I've used for today's project can be purchased in my online store. You can certainly do that. I'll have a link in the description of this video, so go and check out that. If you've enjoyed today's project, please give me a thumbs up. I would love it if you left me a comment and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Come back and join me for the next project. And yeah, if you've joined me for the premiere, thank you so much, everyone. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your time to spend a little bit of time with me. So yeah, All right. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye, everyone.